Greetings to all. My name is Satya. I will be leading this class. I'm happy that you have found this training content here. You may easily view all my technical training videos in this website. I would like to welcome you all to this AWS Solution Architect Foundational Training. We are on day 2. There are many important topics lined up for today's class. The agenda for today's class is displayed on your screen.
All right. So the first topic for today is understanding the AWS Learning Path. So AWS fundamental training has begun for us. So in this training, you will learn about AWS cloud concepts, core AWS services, AWS architecture, the security features, billing and pricing, and also support to build your AWS cloud knowledge. So additionally, this course will aid in your exam preparation for the AWS Certification Cloud Practitioner. So in this slide, you will see the right at the beginning. This is the place where we are. Okay, we are into AWS foundational training. And once you complete this training, you are eligible to be a cloud practitioner. Okay, so minimum time duration, it takes anywhere between 6 months to 1 year or 2 years to complete in this job role. And then you will be eligible to be a associate, AWS Cloud Solution Architect associate. So after finishing this training, participants have the option to take the Cloud Practitioner Certification exam, or they can simply start their career as AWS Cloud Support Executive or Engineer. The certification is not mandatory if you have enough good knowledge. So this is where we are, and it takes about 8 weeks. If it is a regular training, it takes morning till evening batch. A week is enough to complete this foundational training. If it is split classes, it may go anywhere between 1 to 2 months to complete this foundational training and to take up the certification. So once this cloud practitioner training is completed, the participants are eligible to scale up to be a solution architect associate, or they can choose the path AWS SysOps administrator associate level, or if they are interested in coding, they can pick AWS developer associate. Any of these vertical, the participant, they can choose to scale up themselves to move forward from the cloud practitioner level. Suppose you opt for AWS Cloud Architect, it will take another a month's time to complete the training, and you will have to be performing or working in this particular job role for the next 1 to 2 years. Then you will have sufficient knowledge to be a professional. You can then take up the training of a professional AWS professional, that is AWS Solution Architect professional, and then you can move on. Suppose you are choosing to pick either AWS SysOps administrator or AWS developer, then you can choose to pick the job role of AWS certified DevOps engineer professional. Okay, so the entry-level job CTC will be for cloud practitioner anywhere between 3.4 lakhs to up to 6 lakhs, depending upon your experience and expertise on the subject, what you have. Then once you get promoted to associate level, the CTC should be anywhere between 7.2 lakhs. It will go on up to 12 or 13 lakhs, any of these job roles. So once you complete this job role, if you have enough knowledge to scale up yourself to the professional level, the CTC will go anywhere between 18 lakhs to 45 lakhs, depending upon the level of expertise, knowledge, not only the AWS, other verticals like Linux, the databases, networking, all this training and all this knowledge if you have. Please excuse me for a minute. Okay. So once a participant reaches this stage, then they can choose to be a specialist in either networking domain, big data, security, machine learning, Alexa, skill builder, any of this vertical. By the time a candidate from here to here to reach, it takes anywhere between 10 to 12 years or 10 to 15 years. By the time the CTC will be very easily touching a crore and over for year. That is the kind of exposure, the requirement that is there in AWS. All right. So we'll move on to the next slide. So who is a cloud architect or a solution architect? Often we are referring this name right here and there. So let us know who is a cloud architect or a solution architect. An IT expert in charge of directing a company's cloud computing strategy is known as a cloud architect or a solution architect. The job role will be planning for cloud adoption, creating and deployment of various types of cloud, designing cloud applications, managing clouds, monitoring clouds, etc. These are some of the job roles. So what is the career path for a cloud architect? If you want to be a cloud architect, where you will stand, where you will start your journey. Okay, so as a IT support engineer, you will start your job role. That is a place where you will stand as of now after completing this training. Then you will become a system engineer, followed by a database administrator. Suppose you choose the database administrative role, that vertical. Then you can become a cloud architect or a solution architect. You can also be a cloud architect or a solution architect, choosing a different path, a learning curve, that is a developer. You can choose the developer role, then you will become a DevOps process engineer, and you will learn to build the system deployment processes end to end, and then you will be eligible to scale up for AWS architect or solution role. So what are the eligibility criteria and what are the things one need to undergo during this time from IT support engineer to solution architect level? And to be in the solution architect level, what are the things one must have? The skill sets. One has to have a very good understanding of operating systems like Windows and Linux. In Linux, the more number of distributions, if you have exposure, that will be good, that will be a plus, like Ubuntu, Solaris, or Red Hat, any of these distributions, hands-on experience. Next, networking concepts, programming language, understanding of programming or scripting will be an additional add-on. It will be a plus. Further, security concepts such as firewall, VPN, VPC, VPS, security in the cloud, etc. Most of these things we will touch upon during this entire training session. You will have a foundation, you will have a thorough base. From there, you can launch yourself. It will be a particular, it will be a exact launching pad for you. Okay. So I'm getting you ready for this job with this training. So one needs to have 1 or 2 years of working experience in order to get hired for the role of architect level, for a associate level. Then we will move on to the next slide. So here we need to understand a particular software, a piece of software called Putty. So it is it is not Putty, it is Putty. It is a free and open source terminal emulator software. With the aid of this software, we can connect to distinct PCs remotely. So if you need to connect to any of the virtual machines, any of the remote servers or computers, desktop computers, you need to have this software, Putty, that should be installed on your PC. So Putty supports numerous network, including SSH, that is a secure shell, SCP, secure copy protocol, Telnet, or logon. One more is there. There are many such protocols using which you can connect. So although the three letters in Putty, TTY, is occasionally used to refer to the Unix terminals, the name Putty has no meaning. So I will share this download link. Please download this software, and you need to install it so that we can perform lab exercise today. Okay. Give me a minute. I'll be sharing this. The link has been shared in the chat. Please download this software. Let me know once you are ready. Let me guide you in the meantime. So if you open this link, this is the page where you will end up. So here we have download Putty for Windows. You can click on it. Further, if you scroll down, we have Windows installer Putty. Whether it depends upon your operating system, which one you want to need to download. If it is 32-bit, go for the first one. Generally, most of the Windows 10 OS and the recent hardware specification that comes with 64-bit OS. So you can select the second one. In my case, it is 64-bit. I'll be downloading this. Click here to download manually, or the link will automatically gets downloaded. So I just downloaded this software. Click on open, and the installer will launch. Click on next. Click on next again. I already have this software installed, so it says I need to install it in a different directory. Okay. So I will close it here. Please complete the installation and let me know so that we can move forward.
Done, sir.
Okay, thank you. So next, let's move on to the next slide. It is key pairs. Remember, yesterday we just touched upon this topic, key pair. It was just a one-line definition, what we have learned. Today we are going in depth. Okay, so what are key pairs? Key pairs are two keys, a private key and its corresponding public key, that are mathematically coupled and have the following characteristics. A communication can be encrypted using one key, but it can only be decrypted with the other key. It is computationally impossible to find the other key even with the knowledge of one key. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you're trying to log in to your bank account online. You will receive an OTP, right? That is a public key. The private key is already there in the server, banking server, where you are trying to log in. So the public key, what you have received, the OTP number, this OTP number, you can share it with anyone. If they try to log in with that OTP, it will not allow that person to log in because the private key and the public key will not match. The other system from where you are trying to match, where you are trying to log in, it will not be able to sync with a private key because it will take some systems configuration, system details to log in. It is just like you are using your thumb impression or something to log in. Okay, so there will be always two keys. One key will be always in the server. Another key, time-based OTP key will be sent to the user who want to join or who want to access. The same thing happens with our servers also. The virtual machine, what we have created, remember yesterday we had downloaded a PEM key, a PEM file, right? So with that file only we have, we were able to log in. So that is the public key. So here there are two types of key pairs are available, a PEM, PEM, and a PPK. The abbreviation of PEM is Privacy Enhanced Mail. This is now a standard for internet security, but it was initially developed to secure the email way back in 1980s. During those time, the first Hotmail email, it came into existence, and later Outlook Express. So during that time, this privacy enhanced mail, that PEM key, was used for communication purpose. So it is a type of public key infrastructure file used for keys and certificates. What are these keys and certificates? You might have come across, right, in Adobe Acrobat, if you download your bank statement, or if you are downloading your Form 16 from IT website, you will have that certification to be enabled before you open that file, correct? We all come across this. So that is what the certification, a certification information will be updated into your computer. Similarly, when you open your Form 16 or your bank statement, there in the bottom of that statement, there will be a check mark. It says it is not authorized. You need to right click on that and you'll have to click on authorize. Then it gives a green check mark saying that, yes, this document is not tampered and it is authorized now. It is a original document. So that is what the keys, private keys and certifications, for that the PEM key is used. So PEM files are typically used to hold cryptographic keys and contain the private encryption key as well. So a PEM file will have both the private key as well as the private key embedded into it. It is 2048-bit encryption. Today we will explore what is that 2048-bit encryption, how it looks like. So PEM files are text files. Please be noted, it's a text file. We will also explore this in today's lab. So with one or more items encoded in base 64 ASCII with plain text header and footers for each item. This is all about a PEM file. Similarly, we have another file called PPK file. So this file is used by Putty. So it is, the PPK abbreviation is Putty private key. So this file is a special kind of Putty generated file that are used to store private keys. So this will enable us to have a secure connection to the servers. So only this happens, the establishment will happen, the communication will happen only if it is able to match the public key, which is available on the other side. So this is all about the private keys, and let's directly get on to the lab exercises. Okay, so today we'll be performing